Ignore the fact that my face looks like it's falling apart. So The Ghost Monument was the second episode of Series 11 of, well, Modern Doctor Who. It was written by Chris Chibnall, directed by Mark Tonderai. I think that's how you pronounce it, correct me if I'm wrong. And it stars Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor, Bradley Walsh as Graham O'Brien, Mandip Gill as Yasmin Khan, and Tosin Cole as Ryan Sinclair. So first things first, the titles are absolutely beautiful. They were done by John Smith, the same person that did the Twice Upon a Time Vortex, as well as a bunch of other stuff on YouTube that you're seeing right now. To be honest, these might be my favourite titles in the history of the show. They look gorgeous. They're certainly of now, and they're very reminiscent of like the Hartnell and Pertwee titles. Hartnell's in the sense that it's not that much, and then when you get into like the main Doctor Who theme, it gets more, yeah. And it's psychedelic like Pertwee's, and it's all done in CG. It's exactly how I would imagine a modern reimagining of those sorts of titles. And the theme music is excellent. Well done, Segan. So we pick up where we left off last week, and as I and Ben and Nick have said during our Woman Who Fell to Earth review, yeah, cliffhangers are good. Very reminiscent of Hartnell's era, which I'm a huge fan of. Then we all saw it coming. They were picked up by a ship. Well, we didn't actually see it coming that they were split up and picked up by two ships, but same sort of deal. Now, once Ryan has finally woken up, it's here where we see him and Graham react to the fact that they're in space. They're panicking. We see how they deal with this sort of situation. They also react to the fact that the strange woman has brought them on her ship, but the Doctor and Yaz are strangely absent. It's because they're on another ship with an equally strange man. So both ships land on the same planet, removing all levels of suspense that the episode currently had. The two mysterious people talk to each other, and it seems like they know each other. They're called Angstrom and Epzo, and we find out that they're partaking in a race of some sort. It tests their ability to survive, and they get a lot of money for winning. Side note, the Doctor gives Graham a pair of sunglasses. Now, she said that they're either from Audrey Hepburn or Pythagoras, which I found a funny joke until I started thinking about the fact that she just got the clothes from the charity shop, and okay, so she hadn't been in the TARDIS since the end of Twice Upon a Time. So those like sunglasses must have been on her person during that time. And the thing is, the Doctor was wearing the same clothes since the beginning of World Enough in Time. So we can assume that the Doctor was blowing up Cybermen while having Audrey Hepburn's or Pythagoras' sunglasses in their pocket. Or the Doctor just nicked them and was joking to Graham. I mean, Okay, so back to the race. We're told all this information by a character called Ilan, who is probably my favourite side character in this episode. This is for the sole reason that he does not give a single f***. So we find out what the Ghost Monument is, and surprise, surprise, it's the TARDIS. Also, there's a nice reference to Sheffield's green police box. So after a lovely exchange with the companions, us getting to know them a bit better, and a little bit of Venetian Aikido just for good measure, they set sailing. And we find out more about the lives of Angstrom and Epzo, and we find out why Epzo is an every man for himself kind of guy. And we find out why Angstrom is so much like she wants to win. We find out why, because she wants to save her family, because on her planet, everyone's been subjugated, so half of them are either in hiding or running for their lives. So they enter the ruins that they were told to enter by Ilan, and they all get shot at by robot guards. Now the Doctor tries to convince Ryan that no, guns are never the answer, and Ryan's like, nah, I'm going to do this Call of Duty style, and he does this really funny scene where he just shoots it. It's like a Call of Duty game. You see it first person perspective. Then he runs out of ammo, and then he's screaming for his life as they're all shooting at him, and he just comes back in, and he admits, yeah, he made the problem worse. I love Ryan. So the Doctor's like, see, the answer was also on the floor, you just didn't pick up the right thing. So she went into the destroyed robot and activated an EMP. So the Doctor sonics open the hatch to go down into a network of tunnels, and it's here where I'd like to talk about the sonic screwdriver. I hate the sonic screwdriver in general, not just the new one. In recent years, the sonic screwdriver has been used as a magic wand, and yes, I know everyone says it, but it's true. That's why everyone's saying it. Because it's been like, oh, I shall sonic this, and this shall explode, and all the day is safe. In this episode, I feel like the amount of times it was used is an issue. However, what it was used for is not. I think that the Doctor just used it to open doors and scan things, and that's what the sonic screwdriver should be. So the Doctor discovers the map of the network of tunnels. So they can go not only safely, because they won't be attacked at night, but also because it will make them get to the Ghost Monument quicker, and they run out of air. They run out of air in the network of tunnels because the air supply is shut off. Well, that was useful, wasn't it? Yeah, there is a problem with this episode. It sets up a lot of things that they just do nothing with. Anyways, the Doctor finds an inscription on the floor saying that, well, it just tells her why there's no life on the planet, because she was wondering this throughout the episode, and it turns out the Stenza were controlling the scientists and saying, hey, make weapons of mass destruction. Oh yeah, it's the Stenza. They were the people that Tim Shaw was. Remember Tim Shaw from last episode? Yeah, it's a bit of a weird coincidence, that, isn't it? And it's a setup for a potential story arc, or story thread, or whatever. Chibnall, don't try and set up this, please. Please don't. I don't think this is the way to make a big bad. The thing is, Doctor Who has the history of trying to make a big bad. They have a history of trying to make a monster as famous as the Daleks, basically. You've seen it with the Vord, the War Machines, the Crotons, the Silence, and it's only succeeded a few times simply because the concept of certain creatures are fascinating, like the Cybermen and the Weeping Angels, and they're scary, and they were popular, and then that's why they were brought back. I would say arguably the only time when Doctor Who has actively tried to make a big bad, and they've successfully done that, is with the Master. What do the Stenza do that the Daleks don't already do? If they're only going to appear in this era of the show, like I'm suspecting, because no one will want to bring them back, then that'll look like a wasted opportunity / something to laugh at years down the road. So that's why I feel like you shouldn't exactly expand on the Stenza. They were a perfect one-time villain. Now, we see Ryan being nervous of ladders again, and the Doctor reassuring him, a nice subtle nod to the fact that he has dyspraxia. They're about to enter the... I can't remember the name of the chemical, but it's in my script. The acetylene fields. Now, this is very reminiscent of the Hartnell era, because this is teaching us science. This is teaching us about the chemical of acetylene. And it's a gas that smells like garlic, it's lighter than air, and there's a third fact that I'll get to. But everyone's attacked by creatures called the Remnants. They're some weird sentient cloths. When the Doctor's trying to save everyone's skin, the Remnants mention something about a timeless child. And god damn it, it's a mystery box! Why? Why? We are tired of the mystery box, Mr. Chibnall. We are tired of it. It's never good. And plus, like, what happened to the fact that you said there are no story arcs this season? Well, there is. You've just made it. And if they're not going to mention this again, what the bloody hell is this? Right? Timeless Child. Like, I don't get it. And it gets tiring for the 11th season in a row where we've got a bloody story arc. So, the Doctor uses that third fact that she was going on about, the fact that it was flammable. So she told Graham to get Episode cigar and throw it in the air, and she told everyone to get down, and she clicked her fingers, because that's how the cigar got lit. So then everyone survives, and they're able to go to Ilan and say, hey, we should get an equal prize, and they convince him to do that, and he does it. And they try to say, hey, how about you get the people that helped us off this planet too? And he's like, no. And they're stranded. Yeah, the Doctor is disappointed. She's lost all hope of getting everyone home, but her friend's just like, nah, we will survive this. We will, you know? We've got each other. And then we hear the TARDIS. And then the Doctor goes inside, and oh my god, it's hideous! The room is fine. Okay, I like the room. It's very reminiscent of the Doctor's room, presidential room from the Invasion of Time, which was one of the things I hated the least about that story, so okay, but it's a nice looking room, but it's got a bloody hourglass, right? It's got a mini spinny TARDIS. Why? The TARDIS has vanity issues now. It's got like a crystal, and it's like, well, it doesn't go up to the roof, but it's not like it's not like a short TARDIS console either. It's just there, and then there's a bloody custard cream dispenser. I want a bloody custard cream dispenser. Matt Ensign Ghost Monument. Despite my many criticisms of the episodes, I actually liked it. But yeah, let's speak about the Doctor. I love her still. To be honest, I still think she might possibly become my favourite Doctor, but we'll just have to wait and see. We're only 2 episodes in. And, I love her bubbly and quick, and her personality in general, I just love. Graham, I think he's really funny. I think Bradley Walsh was a perfect casting choice for a companion, and he's just love all the ways he reacts to all the scenarios he's in, and it's just nice to have an older person on the TARDIS, you know? Also, I like his relationship with Ryan developing, and speaking of Ryan, I think he was a joy to behold in this episode, and he was in the last episode as well. Sadly, I can't exactly say the same thing about Yaz. I like her in the same way I like Nyssa. She has potential, but it's not been showcased yet. They've not shown anything of note of her, and even when they have, Graham and Ryan, they've had moments in this episode to shine and prove themselves, and Yaz has as well. But too bad that Graham and Ryan have had more in this episode than Yaz has in the past 2. So that's just, Angstrom and Epso are great. I think they're well fleshed out and realistic for the kind of world they're in. Ilan, top-notch character. I love him. I love the score. Sagan did really well. I just love the direction, cinematography of this episode. It just looks like a TV program, and that's what I'm enjoying about the Chibnall era so far. It doesn't look like, oh, it's Doctor Who. No, it looks like a proper TV program, and I like that. I give this episode a 7 out of 10. So like, comment, subscribe, and Ben will see you next week for his review of Rosa. Take care now.